If you are running Google Ads for your towing business and receiving phone calls outside your service area, then this video is for you. I'll explain why this can happen, what settings could be causing this issue, and what you can consider adjusting to better control where your calls are coming from. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and if you're a towing business and you're getting phone calls outside the target area that you can serve, in this video we're going to talk about that and what you can do to minimize those number of phone calls and what I would do with the accounts that I manage in the towing industry. This is one of our example account, and this is a towing service business, and as you can see, in the last 60 days we've generated 951 phone calls and 627 conversions, and the number of conversions are less than the number of phone calls because some people might call several times, and we need to consider that as conversion. Or certain phone calls can be, let's say, less than 10 seconds, less than 20 seconds, and we're trying to not include those kind of phone calls as conversions. Otherwise, if we try to count each and every phone call as a conversion, our cost per conversion here might be, let's say, $12, which is not a good way of measuring conversions. Here we're trying to track unique number of conversions, and I think that's the correct way to measure conversions. And you can see more of these examples where I've helped different local service businesses to generate phone calls with Google Ads. And you can check my website as well to see more of these kind of case studies. First of all, I would suggest you to check your basic campaign targeting settings. So we're going to go to the campaign section, and from here, let's see one of the campaigns. So we're going to click on this settings icon. So from here, we're going to go to the location section. This is the location, as you can see. So we're going to click on that. And here we're targeting the location, and I need to blur this one because that's a client information. And we're going to click on location options and make sure that it should be presence people in or regularly in your included locations, and not this one. Google may recommend this option, and this could be one of the reasons why you're receiving phone calls outside the target area. So of course there could be other reasons as well, but this is also one of the reasons why you might be receiving phone calls outside the target area. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. I made a checklist of things to check in your Google Ads account. Focus it on generating phone calls. If you want it, click the link in the description below and I'll send it to you for free. And the next thing on our list, try using exact location targeting rather than radius targeting. So that example I'm going to show you with my test account, not from the client account. So we're going to see one of the example campaigns. So we're going to go to the settings again, and scroll down and find the location section and click on advanced. So let's say this is our target location, and some people might choose radius targeting. So let's say they are located in here. So from here, let's say we're going to target Hamilton, and we're going to click on radius, and we're going to choose radius targeting. So we're going to say Hamilton. So we're going to target this location and remove that, right? So this radius targeting might not be that accurate and might attract customers from outside this area. So there is a possibility. So that's why instead of using radius targeting, you can use exact targeting methods of Google Ads, which is the name of the places, the name of the locations. So you can use that option as well. So we're going to go here. For example, we're going to choose this location. Of course, it is using 20-mile radius, which can expand more, but at least that's what you can use. Or you can use, for example, counties or cities, for example, which is a really big area. But again, instead of radius targeting, you can choose specific location targeting, and it can be another solution if you're receiving a lot of phone calls outside the target area that you can serve. And the next thing on our list, you can add location-specific negative keywords. Let's say you're getting a lot of phone calls from other states. So let's say you're targeting New York and you're getting a lot of phone calls from other states. So you can list all 50 states and exclude one state from here, which is your targeting, and exclude all 49 states and add them as negative keywords. So whenever somebody is using towing services in California, for example, and your ad is showing up, you might get irrelevant impressions and clicks with that way, right? But if you're adding them as negative keywords, it can help you reduce the number of those irrelevant impressions and clicks. So you can add these versions, for example, the name of the states. Also, you can add their shorter versions. For example, all 50 states have their shorter versions, right? For example, California can be written as CA, for example. So this is what I found. let's say you can write, there are full versions like this, state names. And another way would be standard names. You can add these names. And another one would be mostly used on Google Ads as well. You can add these versions as negative keywords as well, so that you can increase your chance of not getting impressions and clicks from these kind of keywords. But of course, you need to remove your own target location. So this was about states, and you can do that with your nearby locations as well. So let's say within a state, you might have other cities, and it can still be far away from the target locations that you can serve. And you can list those cities inside the state and add those cities as negative keywords as well. So let's say from here, we're targeting Hamilton as an example. And we can exclude other cities as well. If you're getting a lot of phone calls from other cities outside the target city you're using. So that would be another way. But that's going to be a little bit more work. But if you want to increase your chance of getting more accurate, more cleaner search terms report, you can do that strategy as well. And the next thing on our list, you can take advantage of ad copy filtering. So let's say we're going to go to the ad section. So we're seeing one of our ads. So if you're going to click on that, so here we're targeting winch out service target keyword as an example. So if somebody is looking for winch out in Tampa, but you serve in New York, and you can clearly put that location name here in your headline, and without clicking on your ad, they can think this is not what they're looking for, and you can save some budget with that way. Because Google Search Ads is a pay-per-click model, and once they click on your ad, you can pay for each click you're receiving. So without even clicking on your ad, they can think this is not what they're looking for. So let's say you can put your headlines like this. We have 3 pinned headlines. So all 3 headlines can include some location names, and that can filter out some irrelevant traffic that you might get from different locations. And you can do the same with your descriptions as well. But most likely people can read your headlines, and with your headlines, you can clearly communicate that you are located in a different location than what they're looking for. So it can help you a lot to filter out some irrelevant traffic that can come from outside your target locations. And the next thing on our list, we're in the conversion section. And here, let's say your call durations should be shorter than certain call length. Let's say if somebody is looking for towing services, and you can immediately ask where they're located, and if they're located outside your target area, the call length can be shorter. Or at least you should try to make the call length shorter with the people who are looking for services in outside your target areas. So that's why you can make your call length, let's say with our example, our call length is 30 seconds. And in your case, 30 seconds might work fine as well. Or it would be 40 seconds, 50 seconds. So if you just pick up the phone and they ask towing services and they're located outside your target area, you can say, sorry, you're not located in that area, and you just try to make the call length shorter than 30 seconds, or if you put like 50 seconds, try to make it less than 50 seconds. And with that way, Google Ads will not consider that phone call as a conversion. So in the future, it may not bring those kind of similar phone calls. And that's how you can train Google Ads with your conversion data. And those kind of low quality phone calls may not even be considered as a conversion. And with the relevant phone calls you're getting, you're gonna train Google, that's how the real conversions should look like. And those irrelevant phone calls, because they weren't considered as a conversion, Google Ads might bring you those kind of phone calls less and less in the future. So the point is, try to speak faster and try to make the call length faster if the people are looking for services outside your target area. So if you have set it as 30 seconds, try to make your conversations less than 30 seconds. If you have set it as 50 seconds, try to make them less than 50 seconds. And that's how you can train the Google Ads algorithm. And the last thing on our list, we're going to go to the search terms report and find the search terms, which includes irrelevant location names. So you may have added other states as negative keywords, or their abbreviations as negative keywords, or other city names as negative keywords, but there might be still other location names that can come in a different form, and there might be thousands and thousands of ways to write different location names. So as always, you need to go through your search terms report and find the keywords which are irrelevant, and they might include irrelevant location names, and you need to add them as negative keywords regularly, as always. And that can help you to find irrelevant location names. And if you can add those specific location names as negative keywords, it might help you to receive less number of impressions or less number of clicks from those locations in the future. So guys, these are some of the ways I would manage towing campaigns with Google Ads. And of course, there can be more ways depending on each account structure. But the ways that I've shown here are also really, really good ways to reduce the number of impressions, clicks, or phone calls you're getting with Google Ads. Or if you guys want my help to generate high quality phone calls for your towing business, you can also apply to work with me, as I have helped different towing businesses to generate phone calls with Google Ads. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.